Can we just get real for a moment, guys? The mental health is mental healthing. I am currently overwhelmed, struggling, stressed out. It's a lot. And I just wanted to tell you that, because sometimes you watch people online and there's a way that, okay, there is a lizard literally heading towards me. Guys, there's a lizard. I feel like every time I shoot outside, it's just George of the Jungle. Remember last time I shot outside, it was a bumblebee. Now it's a lizard. Oh my gosh. No. Sometimes you watch influencers online and their life seems to be so perfect. Everything is just, you know, turning out. They're traveling and at events and friends and fashion, makeup. It's very shiny. It's very glittery. Even when they're going through something, they still show up made up and looking cute. And I just wanted to say that is a highlight reel. So if you see me like that on Instagram and you never see me crying, it's because it's not the first thing I think of when I'm like really struggling, I can't breathe and I'm having a panic attack. The first thing I think of is not to pick up my phone and record that. But I am going through that, and if you're like me, seek help. I have called a grief counselor because I really need it. So seek help, get someone to talk to. Don't struggle, don't compare your journey with anybody else's. I was having a really hard time being like, every single time a friend asks me how are you, it's always I'm bad. I'm tired of being bad. I'm tired of people asking me how I am, and I'm like really sad, and I can't help anybody because I can hardly help myself. And I just wanted to share that with you, just in case you are also feeling the same way and need reassurance that you are not alone. Because I know that I also need that reassurance that I'm not the only person in the world feeling like this. That the way I am, is natural, and I'm gonna get over, and I'm gonna get through. But other than that, let's get into the video. Kitt Kiarie, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be answering questions about myself, about my life. The questions were sent in by my trusty sidekick, Margaret. Again, I don't know why I keep telling you people that I haven't seen these questions, but anyway, my reaction is very natural. I want you guys to know that I have not looked at the questions beforehand. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to say. Yeah, and if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It really supports my channel, and you get to know when I post a video. Let's get into it. What is the most embarrassing moment you've ever had while shooting a video? That's an interesting question. I don't know, but there's a time that I was shooting a video and I had the worst TMI. I had the worst diarrhea. My stomach that day just, like, we had breakfast, and in fact it was my birthday this year. We had breakfast and somehow something just didn't agree with me and my stomach just went off. Margaret went and got me some medicine. That day I had a full day of shooting. I had pictures, I had videos with my mom, and I was just struggling the whole time. We had to keep stopping so that I can go to the loo, take medicine, drink water. Like, it was just a lot. I didn't find it embarrassing. There's not a lot of stuff that embarrasses me, but it was very, very inconveniencing. You know, you don't want to keep stopping to be like, okay, I need to go to the loo. Yeah, so that's the closest I think I can answer that question. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done on a whim? The most spontaneous thing I've ever done on a whim. Go to Bali. Now, what had happened was, because guys are going to be like, you traveled on a whim. What had happened was, my husband comes home one day and he's like, babe, we have been given 2 free tickets to anywhere in the world that this one particular airline flies to, and it's a big airline, so they fly everywhere. I was like, what? We can go anywhere? So we started to look for places that don't require Kenyans to have a visa, and Indonesia was one of them, and I have always wanted to go to Bali. I was finished. I just said, let's go to Bali. It was either Bali or Mauritius, and I if I'm not wrong, both of those places don't need, I don't think Mauritius needs a visa. So anyway, we booked the thing. It was like 2 weeks in advance, so it was very spontaneous, because to travel you have to book obviously months and months in advance. 2 weeks or something like that in advance, we went to Bali. It was the time of my life. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't wait to go back with my children. It's an amazing place. It's so gorgeous, it's so cheap, it's so, I don't know, Bali was just chef's kiss. So I would say, yeah, that's the most spontaneous thing I've ever done. What's the most empowering quote or mantra you live by? Do not walk the same path as someone else to learn the lesson they learned. You can learn the lesson without walking the same path. This is something my mom told me. She's like, learn from me, learn from your aunties, learn from your uncles, learn from people who have walked this path ahead of you. You do not have to walk the exact same path to learn these lessons. Look at how their life is going. Look at how my life is going. Please, I've already walked this path. Don't come behind me to learn the same lesson. For me, that was the beginning of freeing myself from that burden of, no, but I must try it myself to see. No, I don't have to try it myself. I have seen how it has worked for somebody else. I don't have to walk the same path. If you could swap lives with any other content creator for a week, who would it be and why? Lydia Diga. Girl, do you actually travel that much? Because I am in awe. I am flabbergasted. I am overwhelmed. I always say I love to travel. I love to travel. I want to travel. And I want to go to all these places that you've been to. 1 week, I feel like I can go to all these places. So if it would be anyone, it would be Lydia, because I want to go to all these places. Girl, I love you. What is the most challenging aspect of being an influencer that people don't often see? Having to create when you are exhausted, when you are depressed, when you are sick, when you are, because this is my job, I must do it regardless of how I feel. Some days I'm just like, I can't get up, I can't get up, I cannot get out of bed. But then somebody is trusting me with their brand, somebody is paying me to advertise something. I literally have to get out of bed, smile, or post, or whatever it may be, because it's a job, it's my job. So on those days you will notice that I only post, you know, for brands or for partnerships, but I don't post any of my life because I can't do it. You know, I'm either sick or I'm unwell, not unwell, I'm emotionally unable to, or I'm dealing with something. Yeah, so that for me, that's the most challenging part of it. I know for most people, for some people, they would think, okay, yeah, it's being trolled or people judging you. That is even in real life. I just have real actual family members or whatever it is that are judgy and troll you literally as you stand in front of them. But that aspect of working and in this public job, when you really don't feel like that, for me is really hard. What's the most valuable lesson you've learned as a content creator? To separate my life from the job. So showing, and this I learned from other creators. I've watched people, I watch YouTube a lot, and I just see a lot of people explaining why they're not consistently posting and apologizing for not posting, or sharing a story, or explaining a situation, a private situation about their lives that maybe somebody else broke, or you know, a news story came out about their life and now they're explaining, okay, this is what had happened, or that. And I feel for them. I feel for them. And for me, it has taught me to just separate my life from the job. This is not my life. Yes, sometimes I show you bits and pieces of my life, but it is not my life. It is my job. And if there is something that people are constantly asking me about, or something like a story somebody has about me, and I'm not going to share it, I just will not. Let the story live on. I really don't care. But my private life is my private life, and you will never even know about it, because I do not say, hey guys, this is such and such, but I don't want to talk about it. I just don't talk about it. So you don't even know to ask, you don't even wonder, you don't it's just private, you know. It's not a secret. A friend of mine, Ibti Sam, hi, is always saying it's not a secret, it's private. So just because somebody is not sharing with you about this, an aspect of their life, doesn't mean that they're keeping it secret. It is just not for you. Yeah, so that's the most important, and I wish more content creators would just grasp that, because a lot of the time we as the consumers don't really care. We're just curious, but we're not really invested, and we really actually don't care. So if you never spoke about it, nobody would ask. If you could give one piece of advice to aspiring content creators, what would it be? Don't explain. Don't, like, post when you want, because after all, we did not ask you to post, and we did not give you a schedule. You set your own schedule, you set your own rhythm. Post when you want, and don't when you don't want, and don't explain. Just keep it pushing as consistently as you can. And the reason I'm saying that is, when you start to explain to people and apologize, then people are entitled. You actually give your power away. You entitle people to wanting a certain thing about you and requiring certain timetables and certain posting schedules. But if you never say anything about anything, nobody actually cares. People move on. Okay. So just imagine, just keep it pushing and just keep creating really great content. You don't have to have it perfect. Just keep creating. Keep creating. That's what the world needs, creators. Just keep creating. How do you find a balance between your personal life and your online presence? I've already explained that. Literally, I divide myself. This is personal, this is work. And I don't ever find myself mixing. Like, there's family members you will never see me hang out with, or you will never see, because they're not on social media and they would rather not be on social media, and they know that I am an influencer. So you know, when I come around, we have that agreement. And you will not, I'm not going to take pictures of people's private homes. I'm not going to take pictures and videos of people's children. I'm not going, I just, when I'm with family, I'm family. When I'm creating content, I'm creating content. Sometimes they mix. Sometimes they mix. And it might seem, and especially when I'm vlogging, that they mix a lot. It's 30 minutes out of a week of spending time with my family. So it's snippets, it's highlights. So sometimes it might seem that life is a certain way, but it's just a highlight reel. Don't ever forget. I never, you know what, I never want people to feel bad about their life because of what they've seen in my life. I find that thing so that thing is so important to me. I don't want anybody to feel bad about their life. I don't want anybody to feel like their life is not enough or they're missing something because of the highlights they see of my life. I highlight not even 1% of my life. It's not even 1%. And don't feel bad because of my highlight reel. Okay, don't compare. Don't compare. What's the biggest misconception that people have about being an influencer? I think the biggest misconception is that I'm a public figure and that equates to public service. Yes, I am a public figure and people know me, but I am in no way obligated to any kind of public service. Nobody appointed me to this office. Nobody hired me to be here. I am not voted in. So I do not owe the public anything specific. I do not owe you kindness. I do not owe you, Akode said it wonderfully. She does not owe you to be a role model to your children. She's just living her life. I don't, influencers do not owe you anything. I know that's very hard to get around, and you feel like because you have given them your following or you support their content that they should in some way give back in certain respects by responding to you or being nice to you or whatever it may be. I mean, I feel like everybody owes any other human kindness or basic courtesy, but other than that, no. So yeah, if you had the opportunity to interview any influential figure, who would it be and what would you ask them? I'm going to be really cliche and say Oprah Winfrey. I think she's just aspirational. For me in particular, she's very aspirational. And what would I ask her? I mean, what can I ask her that has not been asked by everybody everywhere? I would just ask her stuff about her life. Just not how she got where she is, not that, just how do you rest? How do you turn it off? How do you make friends at this age? Do you stuff about her life, about her personal person? And I would like to get to know her. And that's so for me, because certain family members of mine have met her and spent time with her, and so I feel like it's within reach. It's literally 1 degree separation. Yeah, so those are the things. So if I ever got a Oprah Winfrey on my channel, trust you me, I would not ask her all the things that people ask her. I would probably play a game. I would chill, hang out like long lost besties. And the last question, what's the ultimate goal or vision for your brand and the impact you want to make in the world? Ultimate goal is to have a media house for women, by women, and to further this goal of women being free. I want anybody who hears me speak or hears my story or sees how my life to be inspired, to be free, to feel like they can do anything, to create a world where women are not restricted, are not judged, are not perceived as less than, and don't have to explain themselves over and over again that they deserve to be here and that they deserve to take up space. When that has been achieved, I know that my work will be done, and now I can start doing something else. But until then, I will be here. I will be reminding you guys that anything is possible. Let's keep pushing this agenda. Let's keep working on this agenda and be like, anything is possible. We can do it. We are women. Hear us roar. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know in the comment section what other questions you would like me to answer, and I will shoot another one. Until next time.